And of course, as part of our Pink Power event, we want to empower you. So now we're going to get to the next part of our program. Now that we've educated you and fed you, it's time to be empowered. I want to introduce Kelly Swanson, who is an award-winning storyteller, comedian, motivational speaker, and author of Who Hijacked My Fairy Tale? She loves working from home because on casual Fridays, she gets to show up in her pajamas and curlers. I wish I could do that. Now, when she's not traveling the world, making people laugh and helping them laugh through their way to a happier life, she's frazzled, she's overworked, she's an underpaid wife and mom trying to convince her family that chocolate is a food group. I'm with you, girlfriend. Let's welcome our fellow North Carolina girl, Kelly Swanson.
Look at all these people staring at you. Some of them look like they won't eat you alive. Some of them are thinking, how'd she get her hair that big? You know they're waiting for you to say something that's going to change their life. You probably shouldn't have had that third margarita. Oh, what? Now you're scared? Now suddenly you don't want to get up here anymore? Looks a lot different from up here. Oh, you're afraid you'll look silly. You, the girl who once got up on that table and danced the year Coyote Ugly had come out. You lost 5 pounds and thought you looked cute in a tank top. Oh, you're afraid they'll laugh. They'll say, we didn't like her. That doesn't fit. Just like when you were a kid. You were the kid they threw things at on the bus. Remember when you made that jumpsuit in home economics and had to wear it to school for a grade? Remember when they had a class called home economics? Remember how it fell apart by lunch? And everybody had to see you were wearing Tuesday's underwear on Wednesday? Oh, what? You're afraid they'll think because you're a motivational speaker, you must be real smart. They don't realize they've just taken a trip over to the shallow end of the pool. Now, my husband, he's smart, I know. He lays awake at night pondering the mysteries of the universe. I lay awake at night wondering what happens to their tattoos when big people lose weight. Or how is it that my husband, he can go to bed, he wakes up looking exactly like he did when he went to sleep. I wake up looking like I've been attacked by a flock of homing pigeons in a wind tunnel. Oh, you're afraid they'll think because you're a motivational speaker that you are happy all the time. They don't know you very well. My husband, he's been in one mood for 50 years. I've been in 50 moods since I started this sentence. Oh, you're afraid they're looking at you thinking, oh, so she's the poster child for women's health. I don't run unless somebody's chasing me. Now, I did finally join a gym. That's right, I did join a gym. I don't always go in. But they're real nice in there. I mean, they're real nice in that gym. They're saying, you look good, you look great, you look good. So many people told me I look good, shoot, I left. Just saying. I told my trainer, I said, y'all got a whole different way of talking in here, using phrases like pump it up, embrace the pain, work it, work it. I said, where I come from, if you feel the burn, you need to go get that checked out. you're afraid they'll think that you're up here because you got all the answers. You don't have all the answers. They don't know you're just one hot Southern mess, trying to figure it out one day at a time, just like they are. Motivational speaker, half the time I can't motivate myself to get off the couch. Is that another hair growing out of my chin? If I get another one, I can braid them. Now, come on, this isn't about you anyway. This is not a chance for you to get up here and show them what you can do. It's a chance for you to show them what they can do. And if one person walks out of here a little taller than when they came in, if one person walks out of here a little stronger, a little braver, saying, yeah, I can do it. One person walks out of here and says, I laughed so hard I peed. I'll be just fine with that. Don't waste what, for all you know, babe, maybe the only opportunity you get to do what you love to do, because you're afraid they won't like it. You weren't created to blend in. So put your big girl panties on and own the moment, because this is going to be great to be here with you tonight. It's an honor I don't take lightly. Yes, I am one hot Southern mess, but I will tell you this with every fiber of my being. I know I'm standing right here in this moment for a reason. And I know you're sitting here, whether you wanted to come or not, for a reason. And I believe that there is a message, and it has been hand-wrapped and gifted just for you. Much bigger than me, if you'll just listen. So I want to ask, what's that voice telling you when you look in the mirror? Is it saying, yes, you did good, yay, good job? Okay, so you messed up a little bit, you got another chance tomorrow, it'll be great? Or is that voice telling you, yep, you failed again, told you you would? Been telling you that for years, you're an idiot. Yeah, your butt does look big in those pants. I believe that what blocks our path from where we are to where we want to be, that the key to our happiness, or maybe peace, contentment, isn't a feeling that we hope will come over us. Oh, but how many posts I see on Facebook that say, I hope today's going to turn out to be a good day. Oh, it's a choice. You can't control everything life sends your way. But you can control the story you write. Because the story you write will become the life that you live. And so if anything else, I hope that from now on, when you look at that mirror, and you've got little mirrors in your bag, take them home, carry them around with you, and let them be a symbol. And every time you look in that mirror, be aware of the story you're writing about yourself or your situation. Because you can change it and write a new story. I'm just saying. And some of you, when you look in that mirror, you're going to celebrate how far you've come and the fact that you're still standing. And I know we already did it once, but one more time, if you're a survivor in the room, wave one of those ribbons on your table. Wave them high if you are a survivor because you faced that monster and you beat it. And keep raising them. And if you are facing that monster, you too, raise that ribbon high and join it with all the others. And also if you, in memory and in honor for those loved ones, wave a ribbon for them too. That's the power of pink. Now don't keep those. There ain't door prizes. So anyway, I asked my son, I said, Wilbur. Yeah, we call him Wilbur. Say something. Now, I gave him a beautiful name when he was born. I named him William Claiborne Swanson Jr. That's a good, solid name you can live into. And the first week he was born, somebody called him Wilbur. And it stuck. I said, Wilbur, what you want to be when you grow up? His eyes got all wide. And without even hesitating, he said, Mama, when I grow up, I want to be Cinderella. I said, yeah, so did I, baby doll, so did I. And that didn't go the way I'd planned, because I didn't look like the princess. You know who I looked like in high school? I looked like androgynous Pat from Saturday Night Live. I remember seeing the princess, though, in the fairy tales, and I remember thinking, oh, okay, I get it. That's what we're supposed to look like. I'm supposed to have the ripply, silky, blonde hair. I'm supposed to be size 0. Oops. I'm supposed to just look pretty and lean and sing out of tower windows, you know. And if I just look pretty and sing out of the windows, the bluebirds are going to gather over my head to sew the pearls on my ball gown. And pretty soon that charming prince is going to come riding up out of the woods where the best charming princes hang out, don't you know? Yeah, on Law and Order. He's going to come riding up on a white horse and bulging tights. I probably added that part, sorry. And we're going to live happily ever after. Even the fairy tale songs didn't go the right way in my head. Someday my prince will come. Someday I'll find true love. And how thrilling that moment, I started too high, will be when the love of my life says to me, shoot, babe, you're not exactly what I'd pictured. What do you mean you can't cook? That's not the way my mother does it. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you if you have the money. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. If you just take this little pill. Today's Good Mood brought to you by Pfizer. Oh, one more sip, why don't you? You will find it. Yes, you can be like Goldilocks with just one dose of this Botox. Why don't you? Your happiness, it will begin. Well, as soon as you are thin. Your charming prince comes riding in. Don't like him? Hey, just trade him in. Why don't you? Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, was this life that we heard of once in a lullaby. You see, we laugh, but in a way, that's sort of life. Every once in a while, you're going to hit the pothole in the yellow brick road of life. And what you do here will determine your destiny. And you can write a story that says you're going to stay in it or you're going to get out. Because the story you write will be the life you live. So anyway, I wasn't the princess. I come from a long line of women. Let me tell you, in case you don't know already, I'm from Jersey. No, I'm from the South. I'm from Georgia originally. Born and raised. I still got some people down there in Smyrna, Atlanta, Marietta, Cell Block D. come from a place where you can say anything about anybody as long as you just started off by saying, well, you know I don't mean to be ugly. And then you throw in a couple of, well, I'm just saying. And when you're through, you wrap it up with 3 little words. Anybody know? You are my people. So be afraid. Be very afraid. But you know, they don't say that everywhere. I will say that in other states, and I'll hear crickets. I'm like, how do y'all talk about people? And I usually have to give them an illustration of exactly how it's done. That's the nonverbal bless your heart, by the way. I get that all the time. They're usually like, is that Mildred Jenkins out yonder? Mm-hmm. Well, now you know I don't mean to be ugly. But get a load of that rear end. I'm just saying. If that thing gets any bigger to sit down, she's going to need landing gear. Looks like her hips are in parentheses. Bless her heart. Is that Berta Boone Pickens out yonder? Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just saying, but that woman, she's not aging well. Well, I mean, she's got crow's feet so deep, look like she's been holding rainwater since the 70s. Just saying. How old is she? I don't know, 60. Well, that's 90 in wine years. I'm just saying, Berta Boone Pickens likes her hooch. Did you see her at Ermedine Jean Jones's wedding reception? She was schnockered. She got up to use the restroom, walked across the dance floor, and won the contest. Just between you and me and the fence post, I heard she had to call her sister to come pick her up last week from book club. Said she'd had too much to drink, couldn't drive. What's wrong with that? I think that's responsible. Book club was at her house. Bless her heart. I came from a long line of women that did exactly what was expected of them. They checked off the items on their list. Your whole world could be falling apart, but you were fine as long as your purse matched your shoes. But I couldn't meet any of the items on their list, no matter how hard I tried. I never matched up, never got a seat at the cool kids' table. Was never the prettiest or the fastest. There was no group that would claim me, and I'm not saying that to get your sympathy, because I'm so over it. Because every single thing I went through is exactly what makes me stand right up here today. And so in a way, I'm sort of grateful. But anyway, I didn't meet the items on their list. I didn't want to hang out with the ladies down the street and play bunco. No offense, if you hang out with the ladies down the street and play bunco, I wanted to write. I wanted to tell stories. I wanted to hang out with clowns and magicians and storytellers. And the shy kid that they threw things at on the bus, I wanted to get up on the stage. I wanted to make people laugh. And I remember I felt like I was standing on a cliff, surrounded by all the people saying, no, you can't do that. Women don't do that. Oh, sweetie, you're not smart enough. Or my favorite, who's ever going to come pay you to speak? All those voices saying no, but there was this one tiny voice that said, oh, yes, you can. And I believed it. And if I can be that voice for you, then let that be the message you were meant to hear tonight. Oh, yes, you can. Or even better, oh, yes, you will. So I took a deep breath and I jumped. And I became a professional, wait for it, storyteller. I know, it's weird. storyteller, and then a motivational speaker. And people are like, how'd you get to be a motivational speaker? I was like, I just got a card and typed it in. I think tomorrow I'll be a life coach. And I remember being a storyteller, I really was. For years, I got paid in things like chicken. And I didn't stay in the fancy hotels. I'd stay in the Motel 6s after they washed the evidence off the walls. I once stayed in a room, it still had the yellow body tape outline on the floor. I paid the maid $5 to take a picture of me laying in it. I sent it home to Mama with a note saying, won't be home for Christmas. She didn't think that was very funny. But it makes sense that I would be a storyteller because I believe in the power of words. I believe that in every situation we write a story about ourselves, about others, and about that situation we're in. I remember back when I was a teenager, I got it in my head that I wanted to dance. Now, this was a long time ago. This was back before students started dating their teachers. I don't understand that. I was afraid to even ask to sharpen my pencil. And I don't know about y'all, but our teachers, they weren't these hot little numbers like they are today. Our teachers were tired, old, bitter people. Smelled like moss and cough drops. I remember I wanted one of those members-only jackets. You remember the members-only jackets? Oh, I wanted one. I wanted a real one that actually said members-only on it. I didn't want the Sears version that said we all belong. Because we didn't belong. That was the point. Did I get it? I got my Uncle Frank's hand-me-down windbreaker he got arrested in. I wanted a Corvette with leopard print seat covers and a coconut air freshener. But did I get it? I got my Uncle Cooter's hand-me-down Dodge Dart. Smelled like feet. The bumper was hanging off. It was held on by duct tape. Had a sticker on it that said, start a movement, eat a prune. But I remember I got in my head I wanted to dance, and my sister's like, you got to be kidding. You run across the street and it takes your rear end an extra day just to catch up. I've always struggled with my weight. I'll be the first to admit it. Of course, my husband says to say you struggle implies that you work at it. I'm usually twice this size, but I got on me a pair of them suck me in skivvies. I know. Well, we're mostly women. It's a women's event, kind of. But they're miracles. I mean, they will take off an entire size. I just got one question. That whole extra size it makes you lose. Yeah, where does it go? I hadn't figured that out. Only thing I can figure is when it finally breaks free. It's going to get there fast. Hope y'all got good insurance up here in the front row. I tried to put a bikini on a couple of summers ago. All those days are over, like I ever had those days. I couldn't even get my stomach tucked in all the way around it. Kept popping out like canned biscuits. I apologize for that image. And how long it's going to stick with you. I walked into Victoria's Secret. I said, how come y'all don't have any plus sizes in here? She said, honey, when they get to your size, it ain't no secret. What are you laughing at? I tried being the perfect speaker. That didn't work. And I finally realized it don't matter. People don't want perfect. They want real. So I'll admit it. Yeah, I draw on my eyebrows. Say something. And I'll tell you, if it's first thing in the morning and you're sleepy, you'll draw them on crooked. Last week, I drew one a good inch higher than the other. And I had to walk around all day looking suspicious. I'll admit it, there's not a body part on me hadn't been tucked, sucked, plucked, tweezed, shifted, or lifted at one time or another. Oh no, these are real. Well, they brought them up. I should be allowed to talk about it. But yeah, I mean, these are real, because who's going to buy a set like this? Ain't nobody going to walk in the boob doctor and say, oh no, I don't want the Marilyn Monroe version. I'd like the kind like Kelly Swanson's that look like 2 tube socks with a handful of change hanging at the bottom. I remember when they used to be the first thing that would enter a room. They'd be like, hi, we're here. Now I walk in a room, they're like, all right, we're coming already. Cut us some slack, we're dragging the ground. Of course we're in a bad mood. You try sleeping all night under your arms. Yesterday you shut us in the desk drawer. And you can forget about running. You remember what happened at the beach? Blackened both your eyes and took out a toddler. And you don't need a push-up bra either, honey, because you push us up, you ain't going to be able to see to drive. You can forget Perky. You're lucky if we're both facing in the same direction. I told him that for the first time, my boob bit, as I call it, at a Southern Baptist Women's Conference. 900 women, average hair color was blue. Average age was 200. And I remember right when I got through, there was an aisle down the middle, and everybody took a break, and I was about to walk off, except this lady was looking at me, and she was giving me that look. She said, don't you go anywhere. And she came up, she's moving kind of slow, pushing her walker, and she gets right up on me, and she's like, she said, that boob bit you did? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, that was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. She said, I can't remember the last time I laughed that hard. She said, thank you. And she said, just so you know, I got to roll mine up to put mine in. She said, you can use that in your act. And then she turned around and shuffled off and tripped over her boob. A friend of mine said, Kelly, your body's a temple. I said, I know, but mine's starting to feel more like an amusement park. Lights are burned out. The signs are broken. It needs a new coat of paint. Lord knows the price of upkeep is starting to outweigh the cost of admission. I don't even know what that means. I said, but I'll tell you what, this amusement park ain't going to be torn down because it serves a purpose. Because it doesn't believe the lie that the world says that a woman's worth is in her size, or the number on a scale, or the emblem on her car, or her address, or where she's been, or where she hasn't, or who she knows or doesn't. Because we're not here to please the world. We were created to be so much more than that. And if I'm still here, then I ain't done yet. And if you're still here, then you're not done yet. And there's still a mighty work left to do in you. I'm just saying. Whenever I hit the potholes in the yellow brick road of life, I see, believe, I do, and trust the cape. It doesn't sound fancy, I'm sorry, it's just my way. I see where it is I'm going, because without a vision, the people will perish. You can't get where you're going if you don't know what it looks like. What is your story? What is the life that you want? See what you want and what's blocking your path. And please see the role that health plays in you getting that life you want. It's not about looking like a princess, but it is about feeling like one. It's not about numbers on a scale, but it's about the numbers on the inside. It's about taking care of yourself. It's about putting yourself first, because you can't take care of everybody out there unless you first take care of yourself. It's about writing a new story and owning the moment instead of the moment owning you. So go in there, let's make our appointments, and let's own those moments. I will see, I'll believe, because if you don't believe that you can get there, you won't. I believe in you, and I don't even know you, but I can't do it for you. That's a dirty little secret. I tell people, I say I'm a motivational speaker and a comedian, which means I tell you you can do anything, and then I tell you I'm just kidding. But it's the truth. I can't motivate you. Not truly in the long run. I can make you feel good for now. I can give you a new shift in your perspective. I can remind you that you matter. But you got to find it in yourself. You are the author of this fairy tale. You are the one that has to write a new story. I can't do it for you. And if you're not willing to do that, then pick out some furniture, because you're going to be in that pothole for a while. I will see where I'm going. Believe that I can get there. Do. Take action. And that's hard, because you can feel great. You can say, starting from now on, I'm going to do better. And walk out of here and not change one thing. You got to have a plan. What are you going to do next? How are you going to reach that happily ever after? And you can't do it once a day. You got to do it every day. Check out that story. Rewrite that story. Motivate yourself every day. And how do you do that? A lot of people always say, oh, Kelly, I feel so good right now. I wish I could take you home with me. Well, guess what? Thanks to Vidant Health and that little tag in your bag that says free gift, you're going to get to. So make sure, don't start rifling through your bag yet. Do it later. I'm not done. But make sure before you go, on that tag that says free gift from Kelly Swanson, that you fill it out and put your email. I won't send you spam about Amway. But I need it to send you your gift, because it's digital, so that we can walk through each day together with humor and motivation and help you start to change the way you see your world day by day. I will see, I'll do, and then I'm going to simply trust my cape. Now, my son was 6 years old. He was missing both front teeth. His hair was crooked where he had cut it. He was in the same cowboy boots he'd had on for weeks. He comes tearing down the hall faster than the wind, and he's wearing his favorite cape he's made from a sheet and a safety pin. He climbs on top of that kitchen chair. He throws his arms out wide and says, Mama, today I'm Superman, and now I'm going to fly. And I shook my head, me, the motivational speaker. I shook my head and told him for the 100th time that day, we don't climb on furniture. You know that it's not safe. And he looked me in the eyes with a wisdom words can't weigh. And he said, Mama, sometimes there are days when you've just got to trust your cape. And he tore off down the hall faster than the wind, and his little words dove into my heart over and over again. For once again, he taught me what books and degrees never could, and that's that life can't always be lived in the ought tos, musts, and shoulds. Yes, you can work and you can prepare, and we're going to learn from every mistake we've made. But at some point, you're going to stand on that cliff, and you've just got to jump. And simply trust your cape, knowing that you might fall, not knowing where you'll land, not knowing, is anybody going to be waiting to catch me with outstretched hand? But if you miss your mark, I promise you won't care, because I believe you will have already found it while you were flying in midair. Now my son's outgrown those cartoons, his boots many times replaced. But I pray no matter what, that he'll still hold on to that cape. I will see, I'll believe, I will do. And then I'm going to simply trust my cape. I hope our paths cross again. I'll stay here till the last one leaves so we can hug next. Put the free gift sheet, leave it on your table so we can pick it up. I hope you stay on the funny side of life. I hope you own the moment instead of the moment owning you. I hope you remember that somewhere over the rainbow feels so far, till you find that your pot of gold sits right where you are. Then that over the rainbow fades away once you open your eyes and find there's a whole new way. I'm Kelly Swanson. It's been an honor to meet you. Thank you, and good night.